We're talking about ancient ruins so remote, so mysterious, that they challenge everything we thought we knew about our own history. These aren't the pyramids or the Colosseum. These are the forgotten cities and enigmatic structures that whisper tales of lost civilizations and forgotten technologies. So, grab your explorer's hat, because we're about to venture into the unknown. Our first stop takes us high into the Andes Mountains of Peru, to a place far more mysterious than Machu Picchu, Choqquequirao. Known as Machu Picchu's sacred sister, this sprawling Inca city is perched on a breathtaking ridge, accessible only by a grueling multi-day trek. Imagine, for a moment, arriving here after days of hiking and seeing these incredible stone terraces, temples, and residential buildings emerge from the clouds. What makes Choqquequirao so fascinating is that less than half of it has been excavated. The rest remains swallowed by the jungle, a sleeping giant holding its secrets close. Archaeologists believe it was a vital administrative and ceremonial center, possibly a royal estate for an Inca ruler. But why was it built in such an impossibly remote location? Was it a final refuge for the Inca during the Spanish conquest, or something else entirely? The silent stones of Choqquequirao don't give up their answers easily, leaving us to wonder what marvels still lie hidden beneath the dense Amazonian canopy. From the dizzying heights of the Andes, we now travel to the sun-scorched deserts of the Middle East, to the ancient city of Nabatea, better known as Petra. But we're not just looking at the famous treasury. We're going deeper to Little Petra, or Sick al-Barid, tucked away in a nearby canyon. This site was once a bustling suburb where traders on the Silk Road would rest and conduct business. What's truly mind-blowing here are the recently discovered frescoes, hidden for 2,000 years under layers of soot and grime. These vibrant paintings depict birds, vines, and cherubic figures in a style heavily influenced by Greco-Roman art. Finding such detailed, Hellenistic-style artwork in the heart of a Nabatean city is astounding. It shows a level of cultural exchange and artistic sophistication far beyond what was previously understood. These paintings are a fragile, beautiful window into the daily life and cosmopolitan nature of the people who thrived in this desert metropolis. It makes you realize that Petra was not just a city carved from rock. It was a vibrant, multicultural hub of the ancient world. Now, let's plunge beneath the waves off the coast of Japan to the Yanaguni Monument. This is one of the most controversial underwater sites on the planet. Discovered by a diver in the 1980s, it's a massive rock formation that appears to have been carved with incredible precision. We're talking about huge, flat terraces, right-angled stone blocks, and what looks like a giant, tiered pyramid, all submerged about 80 feet underwater. Geologists argue that it's a natural formation, a product of seismic activity and erosion. But many others, including the diver who found it, are convinced it's man-made. They point to features that look like staircases, archways, and even animal carvings. If it is artificial, who built it and when? Geologists estimate the rock formation would have been above water over 10,000 years ago, predating even the Egyptian pyramids by millennia. Could a sophisticated, unknown civilization have existed during the last ice age? The Yanaguni Monument sits at the very edge of our accepted historical timeline, a silent, submerged enigma that could potentially rewrite the first chapters of human history. Let's return to dry land and journey to the remote jungles of Cambodia. Far from the crowds of Angkor Wat, here, shrouded in vegetation, lies the Pyramid Temple of Ko Khmer. For a brief period in the 10th century, this was the capital of the entire Khmer Empire. At its heart is Prosit Tom, a stunning 7-tiered pyramid that rises 120 feet from the jungle floor. It looks more like a Mayan temple than a traditional Khmer structure. For centuries, Ko Khmer was almost inaccessible, surrounded by dense jungle and landmines. It's only in recent years that it's become safer to explore. The mystery is why the capital was moved here, to this remote location, for only a few decades before being moved back to Angkor. What political turmoil or religious vision prompted such a monumental undertaking? The site is littered with hundreds of ruined temples, many still unexcavated, their statues and carvings hinting at a unique and powerful period in Khmer history that we are only just beginning to understand. Ko Khmer is a haunting reminder of how quickly even the greatest empires can shift, and how their grandest monuments can be reclaimed by nature. Our next destination takes us to the windswept Orkney Islands, off the northern coast of Scotland. Older than Stonehenge and the Great Pyramids of Giza, we find the ness of Brodgar. This isn't just a few standing stones. It's a massive 5,000-year-old temple complex that is revolutionizing our understanding of Neolithic Britain. Imagine a sprawling site filled with huge, beautifully constructed stone buildings surrounded by a massive wall. These weren't simple huts. They were monumental structures with paved courtyards, decorated stone slabs, and even slate roofs, an incredible feat of engineering for its time. Archaeologists have found evidence of large-scale feasting, suggesting this was a major ceremonial center where people from all over Britain and possibly Europe gathered. Why here, on this remote island? What kind of society could organize and build on such a grand scale so long ago? The ness of Brodgar proves that our Stone Age ancestors were not primitive hunter-gatherers, but sophisticated people with a complex spiritual life and advanced construction skills. A fact that forces us to rethink the dawn of civilization in Europe. Finally, we head to a place that feels like it's from another world, the Ain Dara Temple in northern Syria. This Iron Age temple, dating back to around 1300 BC, shares so many striking similarities with the biblical description of King Solomon's temple that it's uncanny. As you approach, you're greeted by a pair of enormous, three-toed footprints carved into the stone threshold. They're about 1 meter long. A second footprint is found further inside, and a third at the entrance to the main hall, as if a colossal god or goddess literally stepped inside the temple to inhabit it. The layout, a porch, a main hall, and a shrine perfectly mirrors the description of Solomon's temple. The walls were likely lined with basalt blocks carved with lions, sphinxes, and other mythical creatures, while scholars debate the direct connection. The Ain Dara Temple provides an incredible real-world parallel to one of the most famous structures in religious history, which has never been found. It's a tangible link to the beliefs and architectural styles of the ancient Near East. A stone blueprint of a sacred space that has captivated imaginations for millennia. from sunken cities to jungle pyramids and desert frescoes. These hidden ruins are more than just piles of old stones. They are puzzles left behind by our ancestors. They challenge our timelines, question our assumptions, and ignite our imaginations. They prove that human history is far richer, more complex, and more mysterious than we can ever fully grasp.